wrong people. He foolishly banished his good friend Belarius and made a beautiful but evil woman his new queen. With no true king in charge, life in the kingdom became worse. First, Cymbeline's baby sons were stolen. Years later, his daughter Imogen fell in love with a young man named Posthumus, who was brave, smart, but very poor. Guided by Imogen's evil stepmother, the king forbade the marriage and banished Posthumus. All the while, the queen plotted to marry Imogen to her foolish son Cloten and make him the king. Posthumus thought that if he was rich enough, the king would accept him as Imogen's husband. To get the money, he made a bet with scheming Iachimo. Iachimo bet that he could woo Imogen. He failed, but tricked Posthumus into thinking he had. Posthumus, raised by the king, had learned to believe in vengeance. Lost in anger and despair, he ordered his servant Pausania to kill Imogen. Pausania faced a terrible choice: disobey orders or kill her beloved Imogen. Pausania chose compassion and hid Imogen in boy's clothing in the forest, where Imogen was befriended by 3 kind hunters. Tired, far from home, and heartsick, Imogen drank what she thought was medicine that Pausania had given her. Instead, it made her fall into a death-like slumber. Meanwhile, Cloten, bent on revenge, searched the forest for Imogen and Posthumus. There he threatened one of the hunters, who chopped off Cloten's head. Finding Imogen seeming dead, the huntsman laid her to rest along the headless body of Cloten. When she awoke, she thought the body was her beloved Posthumus and despaired. Suddenly, war raged around her in the forest. Rome had invaded wild Britain. Confusion reigned, a battle began, and all good stories come to an end, and this one does too. An end where battles are fought, mysteries revealed, identities revealed, and a lost king finds his way and learns to choose compassion over anger. Oh, and most people live happily ever after.
You do not need a man but frowns. Our bloods no more obey the heavens, and our courtiers still seem as does the king.
But what's the matter?
His daughter hath referred herself unto a poor but worthy gentleman. She's wedded, her husband banished, she in prison. All is outward sorrow, though I think the king he touched at very heart.
None but the king?
Not a courtier, although they wear their faces to the bent of the king's looks. Hath a heart that is not glad they may scowl at.
And why so?
He that hath missed the princess is a thing to bad for bad report. He that hath her, I mean that married her, is a creature such as to seek through the regions of the earth for one his like. There be something failing in him that should compare.
What's his name and birth?
I cannot delve him to the root. His father was called Cecilius, and his gentle lady deceased as he was born. The king takes this babe to his protection, calls him posthumously an ass, puts to him all the learnings that his time could make him the receiver of, which he took, as we'd aware, fast as 'twas ministered, lived in court, most praised, most loved.
I honor him, even out of your report. But pray you, tell me, is Imogen's sole child to the king?
His only child. He had 2 sons, if this be worth your hearing. Mark it, the eldest of them at 3 years of age, ere the swathing closed together, from their nursery are stolen, and to this hour no guessing knowledge which way they went.
How long was this ago?
Some 20 years.
That a king's children should be so conveyed, so slackly guarded, and the search so slow that could not trace them.
How swear 'tis strange, yet it is true, sir. We must forbear. Here comes the gentleman, the queen and princess.
No, to be assured you shall not find me, daughter, after the slander of most stepmothers evil-eyed unto you. You are my prisoner, but your jailer shall deliver you the keys that lock up your restraint. For you, Posthumus, so soon as I can win the offended king, I will be known your advocate. Marry, yet the fire of rage is in him, and 'twere good you leaned unto his sentence. With what patience your wisdom may inform you.
So please your highness, I will from hence today.
You know the peril. I'll fetch a turn about the garden, pitying the pangs of barred affection. Though the king hath charged you should not speak together.
O dissembling courtesy, how fine this tyrant can tickle where she wounds. My dearest husband, I something fear my father's wrath, but nothing. Always deserve my holy duty, what his rage can do on me. He must be gone, and I shall here abide the hourly shot of angry eyes, not comforted to live, but that there is this jewel in the world that I might see again.
O lady, weep no more, lest I give cause to be suspected of more tenderness than doth become a man. I will remain the loyalest husband that e'er did plight troth. My residence in Rome at one Philario, whom to my father was a friend. Thither write my queen, and with mine eyes I'll drink the words you send.
Brief, I pray you. If the king come, I shall incur I know not how much of his displeasure. Yet, I'll lead him to walk this way. I never do him wrong, and he doth buy my injuries to be friends. Pays dear for my offenses.
Should we be taking leave a long term as we have yet to live? The loathness to depart would grow. Adieu.
Nay, stay a little. Look here, love. This diamond was my mother's. Take it, heart, and keep it till you woo another wife, when Imogen is dead.
How? Another? You gentle gods, give me but this I have, and sear up my embracements from a neck with bonds of death. Remain thou here while sense can keep it on, and sweetest, fairest, as I my poor self did exchange for you, to your so infinite loss, so in our trifles I so win of you. For my sake wear this. It is a manacle of love. I'll place it upon this fairest prisoner.
Oh, the gods, when shall we see again?
Thou basest thing, avoid, hence from my sight. If after this command thou fraud the court with thy unworthiness, thou diest. Away, thou'rt poison to my blood.
The gods protect you, and bless the good remainders of the court. I am gone.
There cannot be a pinch in death more sharp than this is.
Disloyal thing, thou shouldst repair my youth. Thou heapest a year's age on me.
I beseech you, sir, harm not yourself with your vexation. I am senseless of your wrath. A touch more rare subdues all pangs, all fears.
Past grace, obedience,
Past hope, and in despair, that way past grace.
thou mightst have had the sole son of my queen.
Oh, bless that I did not. I chose an eagle, and did avoid a putter.
Thou tookest a beggar, wouldst have made my throne a seat for baseness.
No, I rather added a luster to it.
No vile.
Sir, it is your fault that I have loved Posthumus. You bred him as my playfellow, and he is a man worth any woman, overbuys me almost the sum he pays.
What, art thou mad?
Almost, sir, heaven restore me. Would I, a neatherd's daughter, and my Leonatus, our neighbor shepherd's son?
A foolish thing. They were again together. You have done naught after our command. Away with her and pen her up.
Seek your patience, peace. Dear lady, daughter, peace. Sweet sovereign, leave us to ourselves, and make yourself some comfort out of your best advice.
Nay, let her languish. A drop of blood a day, and being aged, die of this folly.
Why, you must give way. Here comes a servant of yours. How now, maid, what news?
My lord, your son drew on my master.
No harm, I trust, was done.
There might have been, but that my master rather played than fought, and had no help of anger. They were parted by gentlemen in hand.
I am very glad on.
Your son's my father's friend. He takes his part to draw upon an exile. Oh, brave sir. But why came you from your master?
On his command, he would not suffer me to bring him to the haven. Let these notes of what commands I should be subject to, whence please you to employ me.
This hath been your faithful servant. I dare lay mine honor she will remain so ever.
I humbly thank your highness.
Pray, walk a while.
About some half hour hence, I pray you speak with me. You shall at least go see my lord aboard. For this time, leave me.
Sir, I would advise you to shift the shirt. The violence of the action hath made you reap sacrifice. Where air comes out, air comes in. There's none abroad so wholesome as that you vent.
If my shirt were bloody, then to shift it. Have I hurt him?
No, Faith. Not so much as his patience. Hurt him? His body is a passable carcass. If he be not hurt, it is food fit for steel. if it be not her.
His steel was in debt, went to the backside the town.
The villain will not stand
No,
me.
but he fled forward still towards your face.
Stand you! You have land enough of your own, but added to your having, gave you some ground.
As many inches as you have oceans. Puppies.
I would they had not come between us.
So would I, till you had measured how long a fool you were upon the ground.
That she should love this fellow and refuse me.
Sir, as I told you always, her beauty and brains go not together. She is a good sign, but I have seen small reflections of her way.
Come, all to my chamber. Would there have been a part done?
I wish not so. Unless it had been the fall of an ass, which is no great hurt.
What was the last that he spake to thee?
It was his queen,
And waved his handkerchief?
and kissed it, madam.
Senseless linen, happier therein than I. And that was all?
No, madam. For so long as he could make me with this eye or ear distinguish him from others, he did keep the deck with glove or hat or handkerchief still waving.
I would have broken mine eye strings, cracked them, but to look upon him till the diminution of space had pointed him as sharp as my needle. Nay, followed him till he had melted from the smallness of a gnat to air. And then I would have turned mine eyes and wept. But good Pisania, when shall we hear from him?
Be assured, madam, with his next vantage.
The Queen, madame, desires your highness's company.
Those things I bid you do, get them dispatched. I will attend the Queen.
Madam, I shall.
This matter of marrying his king's daughter, wherein he must be weighed rather by her value than his own, warrants him, I doubt not, a great deal from the matter.
Aye, the approbation of those that weep this lamentable divorce under her colors are wonderfully to extend him. But how comes it he's to sojourn with you?
His father and I were soldiers together, to whom I have been often bound for no less than my life.
Mama, look who comes.
Here comes the Briton. I beseech you all, be better known of this gentleman, whom I commend to you as a noble friend of mine.
Since when I have been indebted to you for courtesies, which I will be ever to pay and yet pay still.
Sir, you let my boy Chinese. I was glad they didn't turn my countryman in you. It had been pretty you to be put together with so mortal a purpose, as any to go upon so slack and trivial a nature.
Can we, with manners, ask what was the difference?
It was much like an argument that fell out last night. We each of us fell in praise of our country mistresses. These gentlemen, at that time, that age, and upon want of bloody acclamation, is to be more fair, virtuous, wise, chaste, constant, qualified, and less acceptable than any of the rest of our ladies.
That lady is not now living, or this gentleman's opinion by this foreknow.
She holds her virtue still, and I my mind.
You must not so far prefer her for ours of Italy.
Being so far provoked as I was in France, I would abate her nothing. Though, I profess myself her adorer, not her friend.
As fair and as good, a kind of hand-in-hand comparison, had been something too fair and too good for any lady in Britain, if she went before others I've seen as, that diamond of yours outlusters many I've beheld. I could not but believe she excelled many.
I praised her as I rated her. So do I my
What
stone.
do you esteem it as?
More than the world enjoys.
Either your unparagoned mistress is dead, or she's outprized by a
You're
trifle.
mistaken. One may be sold, the other is not a thing for sale. It's only the gift of the gods.
You may wear her in title yours, but you know, strange foul light upon neighboring pawns. Your ring may be stolen too. So your brace of unprizable estimations, the one is but frail, and the other casual. A cunning thief, or a that way accomplished courtier, would hazard the winning both of first and last.
Your Italy contains none so accomplished a courtier to convince the honor of my mistress. I fear not my ring.
With 5 times so much conversation, I should get ground of your fair mistress. Had I pittance? Opportunity to friend?
No.
Gentlemen, enough of this. Let it die as it was born, and I pray you, be better acquainted.
Would I had put my estate and my neighbors upon the approbation of that which I spoke?
What lady would you choose to assail?
Yours, whom in constancy you think stands so safe. I will lay you 10,000 ducats to your ring, that commend me to the court where your lady is. No more advantage than the opportunity of second conference. And I'll bring from thence that honor of hers which you imagine so reserved.
I will wage against your gold. Gold to it. My ring, as I hold as dear as my finger. 'Tis a part of it.
I'm the master of my speeches. I would undergo it spoken, I swear.
Will you? I shall but lend my diamond until your return. Let there be covenants drawn between us. My mistress exceeds in goodness the hugeness of your unworthy thinking. I dare you to this match. Here's my ring.
I will have it no later.
By the gods, it is one. If I bring you no sufficient testimony that I've been offered sweetest words from your lady, my 10,000 ducats are yours. So is your diamond too. If I come off and leave her in such honor as you have trust in, she, your jewel, this, your jewel, and my gold are yours.
I embrace these conditions. Let us have articles betwixt us.
Your hand of covenant. We'll have these things set down by lawful counsel, and straight away for Britain, lest the bargain should catch cold and starve.
Agreed.
Will these hold, think you?
Signor Giacomo will not from it. Pray, let us follow him.
Now, Master Doctor, have you brought those drugs?
Pleaseth your highness, aye. Here they are, madam. But I must beseech your grace without offense. My conscience bids me ask, wherefore have you commanded of me those most poisonous compounds?
I wonder, Master Doctor, thou ask me such a question. Have I not been thy pupil long? Hast not thou taught me how to make perfumes, distill, preserve? I will try the forces of these thy compounds, and by them gather their virtues and effects. Here comes a flattering rascal. Upon her will I first work. She's for her master, an enemy of my son. How now, Pausania?
I do suspect you, madam, but you shall do no harm. I do not like her. She doth think she has strange lingering poisons, but I do know her spirit, and I will not trust one of her malice with a drug of such damn nature. Those that she has will stupefy and dull the sense for a while, but there is no danger in the show of death it makes. She is fooled with the most false effect, and I the truer so to be false with her.
No further service, doctor, till I send for thee. Weeps she still, sayest thou? Do thou work. When thou shalt bring me word she loves my son, I tell thee on the instant, thou art as great a man as is thy master. Greater, for his fortunes all lie speechless, and his name is at last gasp. Return he cannot, nor continue where he is. To shift his being is to exchange one misery with another. Thou takest up thou know not what. But take it for thy pains. It is a thing I made, which hath the king 5 times redeemed from death. I prithee take it. It is an earnest of a further good I mean to thee. Tell thy mistress how the case doth stand with her. Do it as by thyself. Think what a chance thou changest on. But think thou hast thy mistress still. I'll move the king to any shape of thy preferment as thou wilt desire. And then myself, I chiefly who set thee on this desert, am bound to load thy merit richly. Think on my words. And shall do. But when to my good lord I prove untrue, I'll choke myself. There's all I'll do for you.
A father cruel, and a stepdame false, a foolish suitor to a wedded lady that hath her husband banished. And oh, that husband, my supreme crown of grief, and those repeated vexations of it. Had I been thief-stolen as my two brothers happy.
Madam, a noble gentleman of Rome comes from my lord with letters.
The worthy Leonatus is in safety and greets your highness dearly.
Thanks, sir.
All of her that is out of doors most rich. If she be furnished with a mind so rare, she is alone the Arabian bird. And I've lost the wager. Boldness be my friend.
He is one of the noblest of note, to whose kindnesses I am most infinitely tied. Reflect on him accordingly, as you value your trust. Leonatus. So far I read aloud, but even the very middle of my heart is warmed by the rest and takes it thankfully. You are as welcome, worthy sir.
Thanks, fairest lady.
Continues well, my lord. His health beseech you.
Well, madam?
Is he disposed to mirth? I hope he is.
I never saw him sad.
Well, my lord say so.
Aye, madam, with his eyes in flood with laughter. It is a recreation to be by here mock the Frenchman. But heaven knows some men are much to blame.
Not he, I hope.
Not he. But yet heaven's bounty towards him might be used more thankfully. In himself 'tis much. In you, which I account his beyond all talents, whilst I'm bound to wonder, I'm bound to pity too.
What do you pity, sir?
Two creatures heartily.
Am I one, sir? You look on me. What wreck discern you in me that deserves your pity?
The others do, I was about to say enjoy your, but it is an office of the gods to venge it, not mine to speak on.
You do seem to know something of me, or what concerns me.
Had I this cheek to bathe my lips upon, these hands to touch, could I touch common hands? Not so.
My lord Posthumus, I fear, has forgotten Britain.
And himself.
Let me hear no more.
Oh, dearest soul, your cause that strike my heart with pity that doth make me sick. Be revenged, or she that bore you was no queen, and you recoil from your great stock.
Revenged? How should I be revenged?
I dedicate myself to your sweet kindness, and will continue fast your affection. Still close as sure.
What hope, Asanya?
Let me my service tender on your hand.
Way, I do condemn mine ears that have so long attended thee. If thou wert honorable, thou wouldst have told this tale for virtue, not for such an end thou seekest. What hope, Asanya?
Oh, happy Leonatus, I may say the credit that thy lady hath of thee deserves thy trust, and thy most perfect goodness her assured credit. Give me your pardon. I have spoke this to know if your affiance were deeply rooted, and shall make your lord that which he is new or. Be not angry.
All's well, sir. Take my power of the court for yours.
My humblest thanks. I had almost forgot to entreat your grace, but in a small request.
Pray, what is?
Some dozen Romans of us and your lord have bought a present for the emperor in France. 'Tis plate of rare device, jewels of rich and exquisite form. May it please you take them in protection.
Willingly, I will keep them in my bedchamber.
They're in a trunk, attended by my men. I'll make bold to send them to you only for this night. I must aboard tomorrow.
Send your trunk to me. It shall safe be kept and truly yielded you.
That such a crafty devil as is his mother should yield the world an ass, a woman that bears all down with her brain, and this her son cannot take 2 from 20 for his heart and leave 18.
My woman Helen.
Please, madame.
What hourest?
Almost midnight, madame.
Oh, I've read 3 hours then. Mine eyes are weak. Turn down the leaf where I have left. To bed. Take not away the taper, leave it burning. And if thou canst awake by 4 o'clock, I prithee call me. Sleep hath seized me wholly. To your protection I commend me, gods. From fairies and tempters of the night, guard me, beseech ye.
The crickets sing, and man's o'erlabored sense repairs itself by rest. But my design, to note the chamber, I will write all down. There, the window. Such the adornment of her bed. Why, such and such in the contents of the story. Oh, sleep, thou ape of death, lie dull upon her, and be her sense but as a monument, thus in a chapel lying. Come off. Come off. Slippery as the Gordian knot was hard. 'Tis mine. And this will witness outwardly as strongly as the conscience does within to the matting of her lord. In her left arm, mole, sink spotted like the crimson drops in the bottom of a cowslip. Here's a voucher stronger than law could make. I have enough. To the trunk again, and shut the spring of it. Swift, swift, you dragons of the night, that dawning may bear the raven's eye. I lodge in fear, though this a heavenly angel. Hell is here. 1, 2, 3. Time.
If I could get this foolish Imogen, I should have gold enough. It's almost morning, is not?
Day, my lord.
I would this music would come. I have been thought to give her music on mornings. Come on, tune. First, a very excellent, good conceited thing. Afterwards, a wonderful, sweet air with admirable rich words to it. And then, let her consider.
Hark, hark, the lark at Hampstead sings, at Hampstead sings. The stars arise, is steep to water at those springs, on Jarvis Horse that rides, and waking merry buds begin to roll their golden eyes with everything that pretty is. My lady sweet, arise, arise, arise. My lady sweet, arise.
So get he gone.
Here comes the king.
I'm glad I was up so late, for that's the reason I was up so early. You cannot choose but take this service I have done thoughtfully. Royal to your majesty and to my gracious mother.
Attend you here the door of our stern daughter. Will she not forth?
I have assailed her with music, but she vouchsafes no notice.
The exile of her minion is too new. She hath not yet forgot him. Some more time must wear the print of his remembrance out, and then she's yours.
You are most bound to the king, who lets go no vantages that may prefer you to his daughter.
So like you, sir, ambassadors from Rome.
We must receive him according to the honor of his sender. When you have given the warning to your mistress, attend the queen and us.
If she be up, I'll speak with her. If not, let her lie still and dream. By your leave. Ho! By your leave.
Who's there that calls?
A gentleman.
No more?
Yes, and a gentlewoman's son.
That's more than some, whose tales are as dear as yours can justly boast of. What's your lordship's pleasure?
Your lady's person. Is she ready?
I, to keep her chamber.
Good morrow, fair sister. Your sweet hand.
Good morrow, sir. You lay out too much pains for purchasing but trouble. Thanks I give is telling you that I am poor of thanks and scarce can spare them.
This is no answer.
I would not speak, I pray you spare me. If faith, I shall unfold equal discourtesy to your best kindness.
You sin against obedience which you owe your father.
Profane fellow! Wert thou the son of Jupiter, and no more than what thou art besides, thou wert too base to be Posthumus's garment.
His garment. His garment. Now the devil. His garment.
I am strighted with a fool, frighted and angered worse. Go bid my woman search for a jewel that hath too casually left mine arm. It was thy master's. I think I saw it this morning. Confident I am last night 'twas on mine arm.
Will not be lost.
I hope so. Go and search.
You have abused me. His garment.
I said so, sir. If you will make it an action, call witness to it.
I will inform your father.
Your mother, too. She's my good lady and will conceive but the worst of me. So I leave you, sir, to the worst of your discontent.
I'll be revenged. His garment. Well.
I would I were so sure to win the king as I am bold her honor will remain hers.
See, Giacomo!
Ah, the winds of all the corners kissed your sails to make your vessel nimble.
Welcome, sir.
I hope the briefness of your answer made the speediness of your return.
Your lady is one of the fairest I've looked upon.
And therewithal the best.
Here are letters for you.
Was Caius Lucius in the Britain court when you were
He
there?
was expected then, but not approached.
All's well yet. Sparkles the stone as it was wont, or is not too dull for your good wearing?
If I had lost it, I should have lost the worth of it in gold. I'll make a journey twice as far to enjoy a second night of such sweet shortness, which was mine in Britain. For the ring is won.
Stone's too hard to come by. Make not, sir, your loss your sport.
Good sir, we must if you keep covenant, and so I now profess myself the winner of her honor.
If you can make it apparent that you have kissed her hand and brow, the ring is yours.
Sir, my circumstances being so near the truth as I will make them, must first induce you to believe.
Proceed.
First, her bedchamber. It was hanged with tapestry of silk and silver.
This is true. And this you may have heard of here by me, or by some other.
The chimney is south the chamber.
This is a thing which you might from relation likewise read, being as it is much spoke
The
of.
roof of the chamber with golden cherubims is fretted. Her andirons, I had forgot them, were two winking cupids of silver.
Let it be granted that you have seen all this, and praise be given to your remembrance. But the description of what is in her chamber, nothing saves the wager you have laid.
Then, if you can, be pale. I beg but leave to air this jewel. See, 'tis up again. It must be married to that your diamond. I'll keep them.
Oh, Jove! Once more let me behold it! Is that it which I left with her?
She stripped it from her arm. I see her yet. She gave it me and said she prized it once.
Maybe that she plucked it off to send it to me.
Right so to you, doth she?
Oh. No! 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 'Tis true! Here, take this too. 'Tis a basilisk unto mine eye. It kills me to look on it.
Have patience, sir, and take your ring again. 'Tis not yet won. It may be probable she lost it. Or, who knows if wonderful woman, being corrupted, hath stolen it from her.
Very true. And so I hope he came by it. Back my ring. Render to me some corporal sign about her, more evident than this, or this was stolen.
By Jupiter, I had it from her arm.
Hark you. He swears! By Jupiter he swears! Here, take thy hire. and all the fiends of hell divide themselves between you.
Sir, be patient. This is not strong enough to be believed of.
If you seek for further satisfying, under her arm lies a mole. You do remember this tear-shaped stain upon her?
Aye, and it doth confirm.
Will you hear more?
Oh, that I had her here!
Quite besides the government of patience, you have won. Pray, let us follow him and pervert the present wrath he hath against himself.
With my heart.
Oh, vengeance! Vengeance! This yellow Yakimo in an hour was not, or less. At first, there's no motion that tends to vice in a man, but I affirm it be the woman's part. Be it lying, note it, the woman's, flattering hers, deceiving hers, why all faults that may be named, nay, that hell knows, why hers, in part or all, but rather all, for even to vice they are not constant, but are changing still. One vice, but of a minute old, for one not half so old as that. I'll write against them, detest them, curse them. Yet, 'tis a greater skill in a true hate to pray they have their will. The very devils cannot plague them better.
Now say, what would Augustus Caesar with us?
When Julius Caesar, whose remembrance yet lives in men's eyes and will to ears and tongues, be theme and hearing ever, was in this Britain and conquered it. Cymbeline, thine uncle and his succession granted Rome a tribute, yearly 3,000 pounds, which by thee lately is left untender.
And to kill the marvel shall remain so ever.
There be many Caesars ere such another Julius. Britain is a world by itself, and we will nothing pay for wearing our own noses.
You must know, till the injurious Romans did extort this tribute from us, we were free. Caesar's ambition did put the yoke upon us, which to shake off becomes a warlike people, whom we reckon ourselves to be.
We do.
Say then to Caesar, our ancestor was that Momutius, which ordained our laws, whose use the sword of Caesar hath too much mangled, whose repair and franchise shall by the power we hold be our good deed, though Rome be therefore angry.
I am sorry, Cymbeline, that I am to pronounce Augustus Caesar, Caesar that hath more kings his servants than thyself domestic officers, thine enemy. Receive it from me then, war and confusion. In Caesar's name pronounce I against thee.
I know your master's pleasure, and he mine. All the remain is welcome.
Wherefore write you not what monsters her accuser? Leonidas, oh master, what a strange infection is fallen into thy ear. What false Italian, as poisonous tongued as handed, hath prevailed on thy too ready hearing? Disloyal? No, she's punished for her truth, and undergoes more goddess-like than wife-like such assaults as would take in some virtue. O my master, thy mind to her is now as low as were thy fortunes. How? That I should murder her upon the love and truth and vows which I have made to thy command? I, her blood? Fit be so to do good service. Never let me be counted serviceable. How look I that I should seem to lack humanity so much as this fact comes to? Do it. The letter that I have sent her by her own command shall give the opportunity. Oh! Damn paper! Black as the ink that's on thee, senseless bauble! Art thou a fettery for this act of
to look so virgin-like without? Lo, here she comes. I am ignorant in what I am commanded.
How now, Bassanio?
Madam, here is a letter from my lord.
Who thy lord? That is my lord Leonatus. O dearest of creatures, take notice that I am in Cambria at Milford Haven. What your own love will out of this advise you follow. So he wishes you all happiness that remains loyal to his vow, and yours increasing in love, Leonatus Posthumus. Oh, for a horse with wings, hearest thou, Bassanio? He is at Milford Haven. Read and tell me how far 'tis thither. If one of mean affairs may plot it in a week, why may I not glide thither in a day? And true Bassanio, who longst like me to see thy lord, yet longst but in a fainter kind, say and speak thick. How many score of mile may we well ride twixt hour and hour?
1 score twixt sun and sun, madame, is enough for you. And too much, too.
Go bid my woman feign a sickness. Say she'll home to her father, and provide me presently a riding suit.
Madam, you best consider.
Oh, wait, I prithee, do as I bid thee. There's no more to say. Accessible is none but Milford way.
A goodly day not to keep house with such whose roots and laws are. Hail thou fair heaven!
Hail heaven!
Now for a mountain sport. Up to yon hill, your legs are young. I'll tread these flats. I have told you of courts, of princes, of the tricks of war.
Out of your proof we speak. We, poor unfledged, have never winged from field the nest, nor know not what heirs from home.
What shall we speak of when we are old as you? When we shall hear the wind and rain beat dark December? How in this pinching cave shall we discourse the freezing hours away? We have seen nothing.
How you speak, O boys! This story the world may read in me. Cymbeline loves me, and when a soldier with a theme, my name was not far off. But in one night, lies took my world and left me bare to the storm.
Uncertain favor.
My fault, being nothing, as I have told you oft, but that 2 villains swore to Cymbeline as confederate with the Romans. So followed my banishment, and this 20 years, this rock and these domain have been my world. Now, this is not hunter's language. Who strikes the venison first shall be lord of the feast. These boys know little their sense to the king, nor Cymbeline dreams they're alive. Oh, Cymbeline, heaven and my conscience knows thou didst unjustly banish me, whereon at 3 and 2 years old I stole these babes.
Thou toldst me when we came from horse the place was near at hand. Sonia, where is Posthumus? What is in thy mind that makes thee stare thus? Wherefore breaks that sigh from inward of thee?
Please you, read, and you shall find me wretched one, thing, the most disdained of fortune.
Thy mistress Bassanio hath played of me the fool. I speak not out of weak surmises, but from proof, as strong as my grief, and as certain as I expect my revenge. That part thou, Bassanio, must act for me. Let thine own hands take away her life.
What shall I need to draw my knife? The paper has cut her throat already.
False to his faith? What is it to be false? To lie and watch there and to think on him? To weep twixt clock and clock? If sleep charged nature to break it with a fearful dream of him and cry myself away?
Alas, good lady.
I, false!
Good madam, hear me.
Do thou thy master's bidding, and when thou seest him a little witness my obedience. Oh, look, I draw the sword myself. Take it, and hit the innocent mansion of my love, my heart. Fear not, 'tis empty of all things but grief. Thy master is not there, do his bidding strike.
Have vile instrument, thou shalt not damn thy hand!
Why, I must die. And if not by thy hand, thou art no servant of thy master. Thou art too slow to do thy master's bidding when I desire it too.
O gracious lady, since I received command to do this business, I have not slept 1 wink.
Wherefore then didst thou undertake it? Why did you abuse so many miles with a pretense? This place, the time inviting thee?
But to win time, good lady, hear me with patience.
Talk thy tongue weary, speak.
It cannot be but that my master is abused. Some villain, aye, and singular in his art, hath done you both this cursed injury. I'll give but notice you are dead, and send him some bloody sign of it. You shall be missed at court, and that will well confirm it.
But, good woman, what shall I do the where? Where bide how live?
The ambassador, Lucius the Roman, comes to Milford Haven tomorrow. Now, if you could but disguise that which to appear itself must not yet be but by self-danger, you should tread a course pretty and full of view, yea, haply near the residence of Posthumus.
Oh, for such means, though peril to my modesty, not death on't, I would adventure.
Well then, here's the point. You must forget to be a woman. Change command into obedience. A waggish courage, ready in jibes, quick-answered, saucy, and as querulous as the weasel.
I see into thy end, and am almost a man already.
First make yourself but like one. For thinking this, I have already fit, 'tis in my cloak bag, doublet, hat, hose, all in answer to them. For noble Lucius present yourself, desire his service, tell him wherein you're most happy. Then 'tis doubtless that with joy he will embrace you, for he's honorable, and, doubling that, most holy.
Thou art all the comfort the gods will diet me with.
Well, madam, we must take a short farewell, lest, being missed, I be suspected of your carriage from the court. My noble mistress, here is a box. I had it from the queen. What's in't is precious. If you are sick at sea or stomach qualmed at land, a dram of this will drive away distemper.
Amen. I thank thee.
Where's our daughter? Call her before us, for we have been too slight in sufferance.
Oh, royal sir, when last I spoke to her, she did pray me to excuse her for keeping close.
Please, you, sir. The chambers are all locked, and there's no answer that will be given. The loudest noise you make.
Oh, royal sir, since the exile of Posthumus, most retired her life hath been. The cure of my lord 'tis time must do.
Her doors locked, not seen of late? Grant heavens that which I fear prove false!
Sanya, her old servant, have not seen these 2 days.
Go look after. Sania, thou that standst so for Posthumus, she hath a drug of mine. I pray her absence proceed by swallowing that, for she believes it is a thing most precious. But for the princess, where is she gone? Yet gone she is to death or to dishonor, and my end can make good use of either. She being down, I have the placing of the British crown. How now, my son?
'Tis certain Imogen's fled. Go in and cheer the king. He rages, not dare come about him.
All the better. May this night forestall him in the coming day.
Oh, Imogen, I love and hate her, for she's fair and royal and most exquisite. I love her therefore. But disdaining me and throwing favors on the low Posthumus slanders so her judgment. Who is here? What? Are you packing, woman? Where's thy lady?
Alas, my lord, how can she be with him when was he missed? He's in Rome.
Where is she, woman? Come nearer. Speak. Thy silence on the instant is thy condemnation and thy death.
Then, sir, this paper is the history of my knowledge touching her flight.
Let's see it. I will pursue her even to Augustus' throne.
Or this, or perish. She's far enough, and what he learns by this may prove his travel, not her danger. I'll write to my lord she's dead. Oh, Imogen, safe mayest thou wander, safe return again.
Woman, is this letter true?
Sir, as I think.
It is Posthumus's hand. I know it. Woman, if thou wouldst not be villain, but do me true service, undergo those employment. Wilt thou serve me?
Sir, I will.
Give me thy hand. Here's my purse. So any of thy late master's garments in thy possession?
I have, my lord.
The first service thou doest me, fetch that suit hither.
I shall, my lord.
I would these garments would come, she said upon a time. The bitterness of it I now belch from my heart, that she held the very garment of Posthumus in more respect than my noble natural person. Oh, with that suit upon my back, then will I kill him. Be those the garments?
I, my noble lord.
Thou'lt be a voluntary mute to my design. Come, and be true.
Thou bidst me to my loss, for true to thee were to prove false, which I will never be, to him that is most true. To Milford go and find not her whom thou pursuest. Flow, flow, you heavenly blessings on her. This fool's speed be crossed with slowness. Labor be his meed.
I see a man's life is a tedious one. I have tired myself, and for 2 nights together have made the ground my bed. 2 beggars told me I could not miss my way. Will poor folks lie that have afflictions on them, knowing but 'tis a punishment or a trial? Yes, no wonder when rich ones scarce tell true. But what is this? Here is a path to it. 'Tis some savage hold. I were best not to call. I dare not call. Ho, who's there? If anything they civil speak, if savage take or lend. Ho? No answer? Then I'll enter.
I am thoroughly weary.
I am weak with toil, yet strong in appetite.
There's cold meat in the cave. We'll browse on that, well as what we have killed. Go.
Stay! Come not in, for that it eats our victuals. I should think here were a fairy.
What's the matter, sir?
By Jupiter, an angel, or if not, an earthly paragon. Good masters, harm me not. Before I entered here, I called, and thought to have begged or bought what I have took. I have stolen naught. Here's money for my meat.
Money, youth.
I see you're angry. No, if you kill me for my fault, I should have died had I not made it.
Whither bound?
To Milford Haven.
What's your name?
Fidelia, sir.
Prithee, fair youth, think us no churls, nor measure our good minds by this rude place we live in. Boys, bid him welcome.
I'll love him as my brother. And such a welcome I've given to him after long absence, such as yours. Most welcome. Be sprightly, for you fall amongst friends.
Thanks, sir.
I'm near to the place where they should meet. If Sand him after truly, what mortality is, Posthumus, thy head which now is growing upon thy shoulders shall, this hour, be off. Fortune, put them into my hands.
You are not well. Remain here in the cave. We'll come to you after hunting. Brother, stay here. Are we not brothers?
So man and man should be. But clay and clay differs in dignity, whose dust is both alike. Oh, I am very sick.
Go you to hunting, I'll abide with him.
So sick I am not, yet I am not well. But not so citizen wanton as to seem to die or sick. So please you, leave me.
Brother, farewell.
These are kind creatures. Gods, what lies I have heard. The courtiers say all savage but at court. Experience, oh thou disprovest report. Oh, I am sick still. Heart sick. I'll now taste of thy drug.
I cannot find those renegades. That villain hath mocked me. I'm faint.
Those renegades! Means he not us? I partly know him. 'Tis Clotton, sent to the queen. I fear some ambush.
He is but one. You and my brother, central companies are near. Pray you, away. It's me alone with him.
So, what are you that find me thus? Some villain mountaineers? I have heard of such. What slave art thou?
A thing more slavish did I ne'er than answering a slave without a knock.
Thou art a robber, a lawbreaker, a villain, yielding thief.
To who? To thee? What art thou? Have I not an arm as big as thine, a heart as big? Why should I yield to thee?
Thou villain base, knowest thee not by my clothes?
No, nor thy tailor rascal. Who is thy grandfather? He made those clothes, which, as it seems, make thee.
Thou precious varlet, my tailor made them not.
Hence then, and thank the man that gave them thee. Thou art some fool. I am loath to beat thee.
Thou injurious thief! Hear but my name and tremble!
What's thy name?
Clotton, thou villain!
Glutton, thou double villain, be thy name. I cannot tremble at it. Were it toad or adder or spider, 'twould move me sooner.
To thy further fear, nay, to thy mere confusion, thou shalt know I am son to the queen.
I'm sorry for it, not seeming so worthy as thy birth.
Die to death, and I have slain thee with my proper hand. For all those that even just fled hence, and on the gates of London's town, set your heads, yield, rustic mountaineer!
No companies abroad?
None in the world. You didn't mistake him, sure.
I cannot tell. Long it is since I saw him. But time has nothing blurred those lines of favor which then he wore. I am absolute. 'Twas very Clotton.
This Clotton was a fool, an empty purse. There is no money in it. Not Hercules could have knocked out his brains, for he had none. Yet, on not doing this, the fool had borne my head, as I do his.
What hast thou done?
I am perfect what? Cut off one Clotton's head.
We are all undone.
Why, worthy father, what have we to lose but that what he swore to take, our lives? What company discover you abroad?
No single soul can we set eye on, but in all safe reason, he must have some attendant.
Let ordinance come as the gods foresay it. Howsoe'er my brother has done well.
With his own sword, which he did wave against my throat, I taint as his head from me. I'll throw it in the creek behind our walk, and let it to the sea, and tell the fishes he's the queen's son, Clotton. That's all I reckon.
I fear it will be revenge. Would Guiderius thou hast not done it?
What I had done, so the revenge alone pursued me.
Well, 'tis done. Prithee to our rock.
Poor sick Pedele. I'll warily to him to gain his color.
Where's my brother? I sent Clotton's clock hole down the stream in embassy to his mother.
My chief sentiment. Guiderius sounds.
What does he mean? Since death of my dearest mother, it did not speak for.
Look, here he comes, and brings the dire occasion in his arms of what we blamed him for.
The bird is dead that we have made so much on. I'd rather skipped from 16 years of age to 60, to have turned my leaping time into a crutch, than have seen this.
Oh, sweetest, fairest lily!
Oh, melancholy! How found you him?
Stark as you see, thus smiling as some fly hid tickled slumber. His arms thus leap.
Why he but sleeps. If he be gone, he'll make his grave a bed. With female fairies will his tomb be haunted, and worms will not come to thee.
Say, where shall I lay him?
By good Euphily, our mother.
Be it so. And that is Guiderius, then our voices have got the mannish crack sink into the ground.
Where griefs I see medicine less, for Clotton is quite forgot. Our foe is princely, and though you took his life as being our foe, yet bury him as a prince.
pray you, fetch him hither.
If you fetch him, we'll sing our song the whilst.
Brother, I'll begin.
garrisoned in Gallia, after your will, have crossed the sea and are in readiness.
But what from Rome?
The Senate has stirred up the confiners and gentlemen of Italy, most willing spirits that promise noble service. And they come under the conduct of bold Jacopo.
When expect you then?
With the next benefit of the village.
What have you dreamed of late of this war's purpose?
Last night, the very gods showed me a vision. I fasted and prayed for their intelligence. Thus, I saw Jove's bird, the Roman eagle, winging from his funny self to this part of the west. They are vanished in the sunbeams, which portends, unless my sins abuse my divination, success to the Roman host.
Dream often so and never false. Soft hope? What trinkets you with on his top? How? Paged? Dead or sleeping on him? Let's see the boy's face.
He's alive, my lord.
He'll then instruct us of this body. Who is this thou makest thy bloody pillow? What art thou?
I am nothing, or if not nothing to be were better. This is my master, a very good and valiant Breton, who here by mountaineers lies slain. Alas.
Thy name?
Fidelis, sir.
Thou dost approve thyself to thy very same. Wilt take thy chance with me?
I'll follow, sir. But first, and it please the gods, hide my master from the flies, and leaving so his service, I'll follow you.
I your dues, it shall be so in turn. So follow me.
So please, your majesty, the Roman legions, all from Gallia drawn, are landed on your coast.
Now for the counsel of my son and queen. She's fevered with the absence of her son, a madness of which her life endangers.
Good, my liege. Your army, as it stands, to face them all. The want is to put the
thank you. Let's withdraw and meet the time as it seeks us. Away!
I heard no letter from my master since I wrote him Imogen was slain, nor hear I from my mistress, who did promise to yield me often tidings. Neither know I what is betid to Cloten, but remain perplexed in all. The heavens still must work.
The noise is round about us.
Let us from it! What pleasure, sir, find we in life locked from all action and adventure?
Nay, what hope in hiding us?
Sons, we'll hire to the mountains. They'll secure us.
This is, sir, a doubt. In such a time, nothing becoming you, nor satisfying us.
Oh, I am known of many in the army. And besides, the king hath not deserved my service, nor your love.
Pray, sir, to the army. I and my brother are not known, and yourself so out of doth, and thereto so o'ergrown, cannot be questioned.
Have with you, boys. If in your country wars that you chance to die, that's my bed too. They're alive. Lead, lead. The time seems long, their blood thinks scorn. Till I fly out and show them princes born.
Yea, bloody cloth, I'll keep thee, for I wish thou shouldst be colored thus. O Pisania, every good servant does not all commands, no bond but to do just ones. 'Tis enough that Britain I have killed thy mistress. Peace, I'll give no wound to thee. Therefore, dear heavens, hear patiently my purpose. I'll disrobe me of these Italian weeds and suit myself as does a Briton peasant. So, I'll fight against the part I come with. So, I'll die for thee. Oh, Imogen!
The heaviness and guilt within my bosom takes off my manhood. I've belied a lady, the princess of this country, and the heir on't revengingly enfeebles me.
Seen, all flying through a straight lane. The enemy full-hearted.
Where was this?
Close by the battle, ditched and walled with turf, which gave advantage to an ancient soldier. He with 2 stripling lads, more like to run the country base than to commit such slaughter. Today, how many would have given their honors to have saved their carcasses, took healed good, and yet died too?
Farewell.
I, in mine own woe charm, could not find death where I did hear him groan, nor feel him where he struck. I have resumed again the part I came in. Fight will I no more, but yield me to the various hind that shall once touch my shoulder.
Great Jupiter be praised! Lucius is taken. 'Tis that the old man and his sons were angels, and there was a 4th man, and a city habit that gave the affront with them. So 'tis reported, and none of them could be found. Stand there!
A Roman.
Lay hands on him. A dog. Bring him to the king.
Most welcome bondage. My conscience, thou art fettered. For Imogen's dear life, take mine. No, 'tis not so dear. Yet 'tis a life.
Come, sir. Are you ready for death?
Over roasted, rather. Ready long ago.
Praying is the word, sir. If you be ready for that, you be well cooked.
So if it proves to be a good repast to the spectators, the dish pays the shot.
A heavy reckoning for you, sir. But the comfort is, you shall be called to no more payments. Fear no more tavern bells, which are often the saddest of parties. As to procuring of mirth, you come in faith for want of meat. Part reeling with too much drink. Sorry that you have paid too much, and sorry that you are paid too much. The purse and brain both empty. The brain the heavier for being too light. The purse too light, being drawn of heaviness. Of this contradiction you will now be quit.
I am merrier to die than thou art to live.
Indeed, sir. He that sleeps feels not the toothache.
Walk off his manacles. Bring your prisoner to the king.
I'll bring us good news. I'm called to be made free.
I'll be hanged then. Unless a man would marry a gallows and beget young gibbets, I never saw one so brown.
Woe is my heart that the poor soldier that so richly fought cannot be found.
I never saw such noble fury in so poor a thing.
No tidings of him?
He hath been searched among the dead and living, but no trace of him.
To you, the liver, heart, and brain of Britain, by whom I grant she lives. 'Tis now the time to ask of whence you are. Report it.
We are in Cambria born, and gentlemen, unless I add, we are honest.
Bow your knees. Rise, my knights of the battle. There's business in these faces. Why so sadly greet you our victory?
Hail, great king. To sour your happiness, I must report the queen is dead.
Worse than a position should this report become. How ended she?
With horror, madly dying, like her life, which being most cruel to the world, concluded most cruel to herself. What she confessed, I will report. This her woman can trip me, if I err. First, she confessed she never loved you. Only affected greatness got by you, not you. Married your royalty, was wife to your place, abhorred your person.
She alone knew this. And with spoken dying, I would not believe her lips in opening it. Proceed.
Your daughter, whom she bore in hand to love with such integrity, she did confess was a scorpion to her sight.
Oh, most delicate fiend, is there more?
More, sir, and worse. She did confess she had for you mortal mineral, which being took should by the minute feel in life lingering. By inches waste you away, and then in time when she had fitted you with her craft to woo her son into the adoption of the crown, but failing of her end by a strange absence, grew shameless desperate, repented the ills she hatched, were not affected, so despairing died.
Aren't you all this, her woman?
We did, so please, your highness.
Her eyes were not in fault, for she was beautiful. My ears that heard her flattery, nor my heart that thought her like her seeming. It had been vicious to have mistrusted her, yet, oh, my daughter, that it was folly in me, thou mayst say, and prove it in thy feeling. Heaven mend all. Comest not, Caius. Now for the tribute that the Britons have raised out.
Consider, sir, the chance of war. The day was yours by accident. Had it gone with us, we should not, when the blood was cool, have threatened our prisoners with the sword. But since the gods will have it thus, that nothing but our lives may be called ransom, let it come. This one thing only I will entreat. My boy of Britain born, let him be ransomed. Never master had a page so kind, so duteous, diligent, so tender over his occasion.
I have surely seen him. His favor is familiar to me. Boy, thou hast looked thyself into my grace. So ask of Cymbeline what boon thou wilt, fitting my bounty and thy state, I'll give it.
I humbly thank your highness. I do not fitly beg my life good lad, and yet I know thou wilt.
No, there's other work at hand. I see a thing better to me is death. Your life, good master, must shuffle for itself.
The boy disdains me, he leaves me, scorns me. Why stand he so perplexed?
What wouldst thou, boy? Knowest him thou look'st on? Speak. Wilt have him live? Is he thy kin? Thy friend?
He is Roman, no kin to me.
Wherefore eyest him so?
I'll tell you, sir, in private, if you please to give me hearing.
Thou art my good youth, my page. I'll be thy master. Walk with me. Speak freely.
Is not this boy revived from death?
One sin, another no more resembles that sweet rosy lad who died in Fidele. What think you?
The same dead thing alive.
It is my mistress. Since she is living, let the time run on to good or bad.
Come, stand thou by our side. Make thy demand aloud. Sir, step you forth. Give answer to this boy, and do it freely.
My boon is that this gentleman may render of whom he had his ring.
What's that to him?
That diamond upon your finger, say, how came it yours?
I'm glad to be constrained to utter that which torments me to conceal. By villainy I got this ring. 'Twas Leonatus' jewel, whom thou didst banish, and which more may grieve thee. As it doth me, a nobler sir ne'er lived twixt sky and ground. Wilt thou hear more, my lord?
All that belongs to this.
That paragon, thy daughter, for whom my heart drops blood and my false spirits quail to remember.
My daughter, what of her?
Upon a time, the good Posthumus, what should I say?
I stand on fire, come the matter.
This Posthumus, he spake so of your daughter's kindness, there it begins. He spake of her, whereat I, wretch, made scruple of his praise, and wagered with him pieces of gold against this, which then he wore upon his honored finger. He, true knight, no lesser of her honor confident than I did truly find her, stakes this ring, and would be so, right then away to Britain, post I in this design. And to be brief, my practices so prevailed that I returned with similar enough proof to make the noble Leonatus mad, by wounding his belief in her renown. Whereupon, methinks I see him now.
I shall not be. Now, king, send out for torturers ingenious. It is I that all the abhorred things of the earth doth amend for being worse than they. I am Posthumus, that killed thy daughter, villain-like. I lie, that caused a lesser villain than myself, a sacrilegious thief, to do it. Every villain be called Posthumus, Leonatus. Every villain ain't less than it was. Oh, Imogen, my queen, my life, my wife.
Peace,
oh,
my lord.
Imogen.
Here.
Shall sit a play of this? Thou scornful page, there lie thy part.
Oh, gentlemen, help! Mine and your mistress! Oh, my lord Posthumus! You ne'er killed Imogen till now! Help, mine honored lady!
Does the world go round?
How come they staggers on me?
Wait, my mistress!
This be so, the gods do mean to strike me to death with mortal joy.
How fares thee, mistress?
Get thee from my sight! Vile woman, thou gavest me poison! Breathe not where princes are!
Lady, the gods throw stones of sulfur on me if the box I gave you was not thought by me a precious thing. I had it from the queen.
It poisoned me.
Oh gods, I left one thing out which must approve thee honest. If Pisani had, said she, given her mistress that confection which I gave her for cordial, she is served as I would serve a rat.
What's this, Cornelius?
The queen, sir, very oft importuned me to temper poisons for her. I, still pretending satisfaction of her knowledge only in killing creatures vile, I, dreading that her purpose was of more danger, did compound for her a certain stuff, which being ta'en would cease the present power of life, but all offices of nature should again do their due functions. Have you seen it?
Most like I did, for I was dead.
My boys, there was error.
This is sure the fit, same for Dele.
Why did you throw your wedded lady from you? Think that you are upon a rock, and now throw me again.
Hang there like a fruit, my soul, until the tree die.
Oh, now, my flesh, my child, what? Makest thou me a dullard in this act? Wilt thou not speak to me?
Your blessing, sir.
tears that fall through holy water on thee. Imogen, thy mother's dead.
I'm sorry for it, my lord.
Oh, she was not. And long of her it was that we meet here so strangely. But her son is gone. We know not how nor where.
Let me end the story. I slew him.
Never think God's I would not thy good deeds should from my lips pluck a hard sentence. Prithee, valiant youth, denied again.
I said it and I did it.
He was a prince.
A most uncivil one. The wrongs he did me were nothing prince-like. I cut off his head, and am right glad he is not standing here to tell this tale of mine.
I am sorry for thee. By thine own tongue thou art condemned, and must endure our law, thou art dead. Bind the offender and take him from our presence.
Stay, Sir King. This man is better than the man he slew, as well descended as thyself. Let his arms alone, they were not born for bondage.
Why, old soldier, wilt thou undo the work thou art unpaid for by tasting of our wrath? How of descent, as good as we?
Thou hast, great king, a subject, who is called Belarius.
What of him? He's a banished traitor.
He it is who hath assumed this age, indeed a banished man. I know not how a traitor.
Take him hence, the whole world shall not save him.
Not too hot. First, pay me for the nursing of thy sons.
Nursing of my sons?
I am too blunt and saucy, mighty sir. These two gentlemen that call me father and think they are my sons are none of mine. They're issue of your loins, my liege, and blood of your begetting.
My issue?
So sure as you your fathers. I, old man, and that Belarius, whom you sometime banished. These two gentle princes, for such and so they are, these 20 years have I trained up. Here are your sons again.
I lost my children. Peace be they, I know not how to wish a pair of worthier sons.
Be pleased a while. This gentleman is true Guiderius, and this gentleman, true Arvarius.
Guiderius had upon his neck a mole, a sanguine star.
He it is who hath upon him still that natural stamp.
Oh, what am I? A mother to the birth of 3? Ne'er mother, rejoice deliverance more blessed, pray you be, that after this strange starting from your orbs may reign in them now. Oh, Imogen, thou hast lost by this a kingdom.
No, my lord, I have got 2 worlds by it. Oh, my gentle brothers, have we thus met?
Did you e'er meet?
Aye, my good lord.
And at first meeting loved, continued so until we thought he died.
And by the queen's dram she swallowed.
Rare instinct. When shall I hear all through? Thou art my brother, so we'll hold thee ever.
You are my father, too, and did relieve me to see this gracious season.
Forlorn soldier, that so nobly thought, he would have well become this place, and graced the thankings of a king.
I am, sir, that soldier did accompany these 3 in Corby seating. 'Twas a fitment for the purpose I then followed. I was he. Speak, Iachimo. I had you down and might have made you finish.
I'm down again. But now my heavy conscience sinks my knee as then your force did. Take that life, beseech you, that I so often owe. But your ring first, and here the bracelet of the truest princess that ever swore her faith.
Kneel not to me. The power I have on you is to spare you. The malice toward you to forgive you. Live and deal with others better.
Nobly doomed. We'll learn our freeness of a son-in-law. Pardons the word to all.
Philharmonic. See you make way for the greatest soothsayer of all time. Thou Leonidas art the lion's robe, fit not construction of thy name. Thy virtuous daughter is this most constant wife, who, even now, unknown to you, unsought, and cooked about with this most tender air. And thy loud branches poise thy 2 sons forth, who, by Valerius stolen, many years sought down our line.
Well, my peace we will begin. And, Caius Lucius, although the victor, we submit to Caesar and to the Roman Empire, promising to pay our wonted tribute.
The fingers of the powers above do tune the harmony of this peace. For the vision which I made known to Lucius, at the stroke of this yet scarce cold battle, at this instant is full accomplished. For the Roman eagle, now west on wings soaring aloft, lessened herself in the beams of the sun, so vanished, which foreshowed our princely eagle, the imperial Caesar, should again unite his favor with the reign of Cymbeline shines here in the west.
Published we this peace, to all our subjects said we forward, that a Roman and a British ensign wave friendly together. Sealed with feast set on there, ne'er was war did cease. Our bloody hands were washed with such a peace.
Or make a donation. I would love to thank our two wonderful directors